Responsibility is the first value identified in PMI's Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct. It asks us that as professionals, we must take responsibility for our decisions. Let's explore this a bit. Question is, what is that decision? Sometimes we make a decision to take an action, or we may decide not to take action. Sometimes we decide to refuse to make a decision. Sometimes we may ignore the presence of an issue or something that requires us to make a decision. See, even in this case, we made a decision, the decision to ignore. So this is what the code is asking us to do. Own the responsibility and the consequences of your decisions. When taking responsibility for our decisions, the aspirational standards are as follows. First, our decisions should be in the best interest of all, which includes client, customer, our organization, the society in general, as well as the environment. Our interest should never supersede their interest, or we should not make the decision to benefit ourselves or our project on account of ignoring negative impacts to any or all of them. Second, we should not take on work for which we know that we are unqualified. It also means we should be clear when we present our qualifications that the other party does not assess our capabilities incorrectly. If someone is mistaken about our skills, believes that we have certain skills which we don't, we should not stay quiet and let it pass. We need to make clear that we do not possess those skills. What if our manager asks us to take on a project which requires certain skills that we do not possess? What should we do? Well, we should inform the manager about taking on the project that we do not possess those skills. If the manager still wants us to do the project, then we should take on the work. The third aspirational standard is that we should follow up on our commitments. Only promise what we are going to deliver and deliver on what we have promised. Many studies have shown that this is the key to developing trust, following up on commitments. Fourth, mistakes happen. We just need to own those mistakes. Recognize that an error occurred and take immediate steps to correct those errors. It means we should not hide and cover up or finger point that it was someone else's fault. Also, if we find mistakes by others, we should inform the relevant authorities or persons. Fifth, protect information as needed and disclose only to those who are authorized to see that information. This includes protecting intellectual property and confidential or restricted information. If we have signed a non-disclosure agreement while working on a client's project, but our boss has not, we should not disclose client information to our boss. Someone in the marketing department of an organization accidentally published an internal confidential document on the internet instead of publishing it on company's intranet. That document contained a new marketing campaign that they were planning to run. Someone from their competitor was browsing the internet and stumbled upon this document. The document clearly said confidential, company internal. However, that person thought since it is published on the internet, he can view it. So he opened and read the document. He was working on a project developing a new marketing campaign. So, of course, some of the ideas were put in the new campaign since he really liked those ideas. Now, when the campaign was run, the other company noticed several things that were from their confidential campaign document. They also realized the mistake of exposing it to the public. So they asked for compensation, which the second company refused, and they ended up in the court. The one who used the information had the point of view that the document was in the public domain, so we can consume that information. The court's decision was that the document clearly said it is confidential and it was not meant to be read by anyone outside the organization. Its availability on the internet does not give the right to others to open it. It should never have been opened. So this is a great example to understand the fifth standard that protects information. And the sixth aspirational standard is that we will follow the code and we will also hold everyone accountable. So what if we see a colleague who is a PMP breaking the code? We must inform PMI. There is an ethics committee which looks into all the ethics and professional conduct matters. Now, how about mandatory standards? Well, we must always follow all the laws, regulations, company policies, and rules, whether we are working on a client project, internal work, or even volunteer work. Second, we must report any illegal or unethical activity to the appropriate authorities. Failing to report will result in breaking the code. So we should not say, well, that is not my headache. I am not impacted. I am not involved. Now, it does not mean that we suspect someone is breaking the code, so we start informing PMI or other authorities. We need to have some evidence and proof before we proceed, not just based on perception. This even includes any reaction to someone's informing the authorities. So let's say person A broke the law or code, person B informed the authorities, person C reacts negatively to person B because they informed the authorities. We should not tolerate this and take action against person C. So this is what is expected under the value of responsibility.